Now, the launch of star fund manager Ben Whitmore's solo venture might prompt comparisons with one Neil Woodford, but Dan Hayden from Morningstar's manager research team is here to tell me why the comparison starts and ends there. Dan, thanks so much for being with us. Why isn't this Woodford 2.0?
Hi, Ollie. Thanks for having me. There are many reasons why this is not a Woodford type scenario. I think for one needs to just bear in mind that the investment strategy here is completely different. It doesn't involve many illiquid names, predominantly large cap. Sure, there are some comparisons one might make due to his star manager status, but really it should end there. As I said, there isn't that illiquid portion, and it's just a different proposition overall.
Fantastic. And just in terms of the analytical work that's going to be done here, I know it's still very early days, but what are you looking for in terms of what might make this a good or a bad fund proposition, given that there's this sort of star status surrounding Ben Whitmore?
Look, first let's talk about the star manager status. I'd say, firstly, this is a team approach. We've got two very strong lead PMs on the only fund that's launched so far, with support from another very talented investor. So this isn't just a Ben Whitmore show. There's an equal partnership here, and Kevin Murphy is equally as important here. I think, secondly, Ben Whitmore, to an extent, is a reluctant star manager. So some star managers really try to build up their media profile. Well, given the long-term performance and the large quantum of assets that Ben Whitmore managed, then the media has jumped onto him. And so I'd say that needs to be born into just
held in perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then next, it's a very process-driven approach too. So there's a large emphasis on data analysis, a large emphasis on just overall processes and structure. And here, one can look at the very long track record of Ben Whitmore, first at Schroders, and then at Jupiter, and also of Kevin Murphy too. You know, this isn't a brand new proposition. There are learnings one can take from previous analysis, but it's not exactly the same. So the steps are essentially identical to when you're doing analysis on any new fund. You know, what are the alignment of interests? How talented are these portfolio managers? What gives them edge? How is the process different? What are the long-term contributors here? And are they adding value beyond just a simple value type screen? And so there are some little tweaks to the process that will take time to fully analyse. In particular, as I understand it, there's more of an equal weighted approach here, which builds on some of the work that Kevin has done while he's at Schroders. So, you know, it's a new track record, but there is an extensive history of investing here. So it's the same steps as usual.
Yeah, and does that mean, therefore, that if investors are excited or interested in this proposition, that they should wait?
Firstly, I expect this might attract some attention. Of course, Ben Whitmore being a known name and entity within UK fund management, of course, lots of people will take an interest. Funds need to be onboarded onto platforms to be able to buy them. So, of course, there's that hurdle which needs to happen. But elsewhere, I'd say people should continue to do their due diligence, as we will be doing in due course. So that involves, as I said, a look at the operational setup, the cultural attributes of the firm, which might contribute or detract to long-term performance, and then also just the process and whether it's there are enough investors there. So it's the same as any other fund. Much as this is a well-known name, one needs to take the same steps as ever. I think, as with any investment, one needs to stay circumspect and needs to do the analysis and work first before jumping. There are many of the characteristics which could make for an attractive proposition. But as I said, the information is only just being made available now. Meetings are starting to happen. It's as with any investment, one needs to be careful and do the work.
Sure. Thanks so much, Dan. For more on Ben Whitmore's progress and indeed Dan's analytical output in the manager research team here at Morningstar, check out morningstar.co.uk. Until next time, however, I've been Ollie Smith for Morningstar.